With your mains exams approaching, we have a simple answer writing session here, and we would be taking two examples to discuss how you can write and improve your answers to your best. Now, the basic thing is a simple 7-minute rule. So, you have when you divide the questions, you would see that you have to write around 250 words. So approximately 7 minutes is the duration, and every examiner would be checking more than 300 copies. So the idea is your answer should come in the light and you should be able to reflect the core essence that you are trying to pinpoint. Most of the students do a common mistake that they read for 90% of the time and write for only 10% of the time, which actually reduces their answer writing skills. So it's important that when you are practicing, you read and write constantly. So we have the first example here. Now, this is a very relevant example in light of the recent monsoon season, highly important for your GS as well as for geography optional student. The topic says that urban flooding in India is more a problem of governance failure rather than a natural disaster. Now, here, the idea is to pinpoint the policies of the government, the efforts that are being taken, and the issues that are being faced by the common people, and to address the fact that it's not a natural disaster. So, we have a sample answer here. Now, this answer is not a scoring answer. Why? Because it says that urban flooding is a serious problem. Cities like Bombay and Chennai face it due to heavy rainfall, bad drainage, government not taking any action, climate change is another issue, and this is a problem that has to be solved. Now, two important loopholes in this. One, the starting and the ending is by and large the same. There are numerous points that are mentioned there. It talks about cities like Mumbai, Chennai, it talks about bad drainage, it talks about climate change, it talks about government issues, heavy rainfall, but none of them is addressed to specificity. No specific details or specific episodes are mentioned, and that's the reason this answer would never score a good point. This answer appears more like a theoretical content that has been generated. So as we said, there are no proper causes, no committee, no schemes, no year, no data, no government action, no instruments, and the repetition that has been seen, so nothing good, right? Now, how you can reframe the same answer for the same question? The basic idea is the runoff is more than the drainage capacity. So, if you are able to cite specific examples from Mumbai 2005, Chennai 2015, Bangalore 2022, or Ahmedabad 2025, Rajkot, then you are trying to bring out the points of systematic failures where you can say that there has been severe instances of urban flooding. Now, this forms the very fundamental idea. The basic advantage of this introduction is you have core statistics and data that would be strengthening your answer. Then you would pinpoint the issues which are leading to the failure of the governance. Now, this can be attributed to poor planning, the lack of institutional management, no ownership, and no proper pipeline through which the facilities are being checked regularly, no sewage lines which are being inspected on a regular basis. Then the issue which is urban capacity. What is the real capacity and what is the real master plan? So understanding the basic loopholes in the governance is again important. And finally, what are the grants meant for, whether they are approved, and the approval has gone for the same cause where the grants were made or not. So that is where we pinpoint that there are systematic failures on the governance, and this would be specifically different for the case of Chennai, for the case of Bangalore, because the points of governance failures would be different in each of the case. Then you would maintain your answer saying that there is a natural site where we understand that there are intense rainfall episodes due to climate change. Coastal areas are facing more extreme rainfalls, but still What can government do? So government can bring in better NDMA guidelines for flood levels. The idea of a spawn city had been highly successful in countries like China. We have tried to incorporate models in India, but still more stronger implementation and more deeper percolation of the concept of spawn cities need to be done. And again, we have to have a accountable authority who can actually address the issue and take the responsibility in case of any untoward incidents that happens, right? So what we need to understand is what are the key things we have taken into account. We have taken into account the real cases, the real examples, the real schemes. We have cited real statistics into the answer, and sometimes capitalization of the keywords, as we have done here, is a good way to bring a direct attention of the examiner to the answer, right? So this was first example that we have done. The second example is a ethics case study, a section where most of you are commonly afraid of losing marks, but this is, believe me, one of the most interesting sections. You can get and secure very good marks with your case studies. It's just about imagination and your real input that you can give in the answer, right? So the question here says you are placed as a district collector and you are pressed to clear a piece of land for an industrial project, but again there are environmentalists who are active for the cause that this should not happen. So what are the things as a collector you would do? Now this is one of the answers that has been written by one of the students. So the answer says that officers who are serving in the Kanpur, as an officer who I am and serving in Kanpur, I feel that this project should be cleared because when industries are there, opportunities would be there, environment can be compromised, but this depends on what the seniors say. And then there is a Hindi phrase that has been put into the answer that actually reduces your marks instantaneously. So never ever use bilingual content, right? Either use pure English or pure regional language whatsoever, or Hindi that you are using. No bilinguals in your answer, right? Again, don't be anonymous. Since the question directly says you are a district collector, you should not keep yourself as an as a person who has not been explained in clear terms. But again it's important that your name, explicitly your name, should not be revealed in your answer copy. So when you are writing yourself as a district collector, you should not ever mention your name again. The next is never ever put points like I would defer the suggestions to my senior. You are already at a position of a district collector, so you are supposed to take decisions on your own violation. You cannot say that I would defer the decision to the seniors. That won't be a good way of answer here. And then what is something that is very important to point here? Now once you are taking a decision, you have to take into light the community, the tribals, the people whose land would be cleared for the industry to come and for the jobs to be obtained. So either you could put a suggestion that yes, the people whose land would be cleared, would certain proportion of those who are educated, who are literate, or who could be given other jobs would be tried to would get a job in the same industry where the industry would be coming. So that's one way of ensuring that the community does not go against your proposed plan, right? Again, when you are saying that we are bringing industry and at the same time you are worried about environmental violations, you have to ensure that there would be ecological sustainability. The CSR of the company would ensure that the greenery is well maintained, the ecology is not disrupted. If there is a wildlife path going through, that is well maintained. The land of the tribals, if they are dependent on minor forest produce, certain segments of that would be preserved, or there would be another piece of land that would be provided to them to ensure that their livelihood is not suffered, right? So there are options which are very very clear. Either you can say yes, the industry would buy the land and we would give jobs, or you can say no, we want it for the environmental purpose, we won't give the land to the industry. Or you can say that we'll do a audit first and then decide later. And then you can also say some of the suggestions that we already said, that there could be amalgamation of the two concepts, where you would bring in industry but with ecological sustainability, with providing lands to the tribal, providing opportunities to them in the industry that is coming. And that is one of the ways you would actually enhance your answer. And if required, you would suggest that we would escalate the issue to the higher authority. So what is important, what articles you are bringing into account, whether you are bringing in objectivity, transparency, and a courage to have a conviction. So whatever compliance you are doing, it is not negotiable, right? So what you have to take into account here is that there is no place, no personal history that is revealed. You actually take one stand and you proceed with that stand, or you try to amalgamate the two, but you don't take that, okay, I'll do this as well, I'll do this as well, if nothing works, I'll consult my senior. That's not a good way, right? As we already mentioned, few capitalizations are good. If you can create subheadings within your answers, that is again good. The key important fact that you are trying to bring into account, either you can box it or you can star it, some way you can actually bring the attention of the examiner to that main point that you are trying to reveal. So those are some of the key things that you actually must take into account. And of course, doing PYQs would be one of the ways you can practice better. Practicing a little every day would be a strong step to ensure that you write good answers. And then focus on this structure of dimension, which is called as PIST: political, economic, environmental, social, and technological. And for each of these are the points that you must have into mind while you are answering the question. So whenever you are answering any of the question, try to ensure that you are taking at least three of these ideas. Either you are taking political, economic, environment, or social, environment, technological perspective, but integrate at least three of the basic things. And of course, you can send your answers for evaluation. We constantly provide support with answer writing and evaluation to the students. So for more information, you can refer the link below or call us on the number. Thanks for joining. Have a wonderful day. Good luck.